Hello, Anna. How are you?
Hello, I am very happy. And how are you?
I'm good. Smoke sauna is screening in Taiwan at the Women Make Waves International Film Festival. But they sent over some questions, so let's go them through.
Smoke sauna tradition is very old. It dates back to pre-Christian times. It is a sacred space for Southeast Estonia, but not only Southeast Estonia, it is also on islands. But in Southeast Estonia, the traditions are still preserved. You go there naked, not just body-wise naked, but also soul-wise naked. And it's a place where you can wash off dirt from your body, but also from your soul. And it's connected with transformational and healing powers, so that you, like my granny said, you go there and some part of you always dies and some part of you is reborn. And you can, when going there, you can redefine yourself and also regain your own power.
I personally can't wait to go to smoke sauna again.
So I come from the tradition. I come from this culture, and the heritage was passed on to me through my granny. And when I've now thought about where the roots to the film are, then they go back in a way to one specific time when I was 11, and my grandfather had just died, and his body was in the house. And we went to a smoke sauna with granny, aunt, and niece. And this is what you do, like you go to purify yourself before important events. Also, and it was there that granny revealed actually grandfather had betrayed on her, lived with another woman for some time, and she confessed how difficult it was. It was Soviet time, and she had 4 children, and she released all the emotions connected to that. She released the pain and anger and frustration, and we were there witnessing it. And one smoke sauna session lasted around several hours. So we were there, and when we once went out, then I felt that granny had made peace with grandfather, so that next day we could bury grandfather in peace. And I think it really stuck me, that this understanding that smoke sauna as a safe space where absolutely all your emotions and all your experiences can be shared, can be heard. And when we give voice to these experiences without judgment, without shame, then there is huge healing power that comes. We are validating ourselves, and we are washing off the shame and pain and anger. So this is where you can say the roots the film in a way are, because I couldn't not make that film, because I come from that film, and I wanted to give to the audiences also this transform the power of smoke sauna into that experience in the dark cinema hall, and to give hope and encouragement for everyone who watches it, also to find and create this kind of safe spaces to be vulnerable. It was very challenging. I mean, when you go to someone and say that, hey, I want to shoot in dark, first of all, dark, then humid and very hot space, because the average temperature was 80 degrees Celsius, sometimes higher, sometimes a bit less, but generally 80 degrees. I mean, this is like, whoa, it is a deep challenge. As a director, you have to choose the right people around you who are not saying no to the challenges, but yes, let's find solutions for that. Like you, Marianne, producer and cinematographer, Ants Tammik, and also Tanel Kadalip, who was holding the boom. You can imagine it's not easy to hold the boom in that. First of all, as a director, I had to make sure that nobody, passes out or anything. So we had camera, and around camera we had ice bags. Cinematographer and sound operator, they had cloth, like wet cloth on their heads, dripping all the time, making sure that water is being drunk. Then gloves, cinematographer had gloves because camera gets really hot. Heating up the smoke sauna, that takes around 6 hours, sometimes more. So we had to also adjust the technology to the sauna. So we had 2 lenses. One lens was outside when we went out, and to shoot outside, and then one lens that was meant to be inside sauna. We first put it on the floor, then after 2 hours of the heating up the sauna, we put it more up, and then after 2 hours more up, so to get adjusted to the temperature. We took we knew that probably we will lose some lenses, so we took very good lenses, but quite cheap lenses, and we lost 2 in the whole process. And I mean, the filming took 7 years. No, definitely not. Like, in order to have the smoke sauna magic to happen and really the essence of what this very special place does, you need hot smoke sauna. How it starts to work, that at first it's like you start to sweat out the dirt from your body, and first it is surface level, and then the deeper dirt comes out, like physically but also emotionally. So it was very important, and yes, very challenging, but important to find the ways to shoot it like this. That was a challenge for me, like how this nakedness, when you watch the film, is not objectified nakedness, it's not sexualized nakedness, but this kind of nakedness, what actually how smoke sauna works, like how everybody is beautiful, and how everyone has the right for their bodies, and it's not just through male gaze or this kind of gaze towards women where women have to be a certain way. So I paid a lot of attention to that, how not to have that kind of male gaze. And we tested it with a cinematographer first on our own bodies, on my own body, and finding this key, and also tested it with the women, how they felt. And it's seeing everybody, they become like landscape. And this has been very interesting, and I'm very happy for this. Many men have written to me, and not just men, actually women also, but also men who have like through, after watching the film, they are telling that, wow, I didn't know this way woman's body can be seen. I had this thing that I should not persuade anyone to be part of the film. Like, what I did was that I was very transparent, and I said what kind of level of intimacy and honesty I'm looking after. And only those who felt that, yes, they want to be part of it, they were part of it. And a second thing, what we did, what I have to also mention, because how was to shoot this kind of intimacy, that really had deep trust with women, and we agreed that they don't sign their releases before the post-production, before they see them edit, and then they say yes. And this requires huge vulnerability, but I think this film could not have been done otherwise. So it was really like deep trust. Their voice, nobody took their voice away, and the sisterhood continued after the filming also. So Kadi came on the second year, and as a friend, we met and we talked how it's going. And her mother had died, and she heard about this project, and she really wanted to be part of it. This kind of healing spiritual journey throughout the smoke sauna, throughout this film, to also tackle patterns that she wants to change and not pass on to her daughter. I think while talking about this film, is really important to also talk about how really the whole process was, because this is, as a director, what I also believe in. It's not just what we make films on, but how we make the films, and how important it is, and how you can make bold, vulnerable, powerful films while being transparent, while being open, while being, not abusing your power, and really including everyone. This kind of sisterhood that goes beyond genders.
Absolutely.
For me, music is very important and kind of natural thing that to do, and also connected to smoke sauna and to my heritage and to my granny that passed on all that. You can say the whole experience of being born into a female body, and do we give voices to our experiences, how to give voices to all our emotions and experiences. And then it naturally came to use Ether, the band, because in the band there is 3 females, even though I define myself non-binary. But the other part is Icelandic composer Edvard Egilsson. First meeting, basically kind of meeting, was in smoke sauna, getting naked and getting to smoke sauna. He flew from Iceland to Estonia, and there we saw that there is totally the connection. And with Eddie, we talked about that all the sounds what we're using come from the space itself, from nature, or from the wood, from metal, from water. Sounds from the space merge together. The film to encourage to look into oneself, and not be afraid of the dark spaces, not be afraid of whatever experiences we have had. Get encouragement to vocalize, to give voice to all our experiences and emotions, to be the first one to start the sisterhood. And this kind of sisterhood where we are not competitors, but we are equals, like in a circle, where we can support each other, give strength to each other without judgment, without without shame, power each other. And I believe in this world where this way of being and being connected to each other and being also vulnerable with each other is possible. A lot of men have also contacted me. I'm encouraging them to start their sisterhood or brotherhoods, because really this sisterhood is beyond genders. It is talking about necessity to connect, and we all crave for the connection. And there is not a easy way. To be connected means to go through the uncomfortableness and being vulnerable.
For me, Smoke Sauna Sisterhood is a movement of radical self-acceptance. It's also somehow starts with accepting yourself, and you can accept the others with all our weirdnesses and traumas and whatever we have been through in life.
Thank you all, and lots of love from my heart to all of you. And I really hope now that you can feel that smoke sauna and its magic and power in that cinema, in the dark cinema space that you are entering there. And after you come out, some transformation has happened. Courage to be vulnerable, and courage to find your voice, and courage to redefine and own your body and own your voice comes with you outside the cinema hall outside.